Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to Unabridged here on the Primus server. Now, today we're going to start with something a little different. I was out and about in the nether. By the way, the red background is from the night vision, just in case you guys are wondering. Because I was low on glowstone and also some nether quartz, so I went out and just farmed some by hand. And I stumbled across this beehive here, right? And I'm sure you guys have seen them many times before. They're from Biomes of Plenty. And I broke inside. Let me show you guys real quick. This is the last layer that I left in here. All the other stuff I cleared out. I was just gonna take this because I figured it's gonna make nice decoration, right? For our bee area. Looks cool. And then I'm like, you know what? This has a really nice size inside, and the way it is, all straight. And from the outside, of course, it looks like a honeycomb. Or I said not a honeycomb, like a beehive. You know, it does somewhat look like it. It looks pretty cool. And this is the first one I found that was not, you know, broken open or, you know, destroyed and stuff. And I even think that usually on the bottom, I haven't checked this yet. Sometimes there's like liquid honey or something in here. Let's go one higher. No? Let me take my silk touch out real quick. Because when you break these right here, you get like honeycombs. But you don't get 4, you usually get 2 or 3. But when you use silk touch, then you get the whole block. Okay, so there's no liquid honey in here. I don't know if it actually was from Biomes of Plenty that I saw the liquid honey, or maybe I'm just imagining that. So anyways, this thing is fully intact, and it would be kind of cool, even if we don't keep this block here, you know, in case we don't like that, but just the form and stuff, I like it. So I decided I'm going to move that whole thing over to our base. Even if we never need it, I just want to have it over there, and just so it's safe, so nobody else can destroy it. Okay. And we're going to move this whole spiel here with RF tools. Now, I've shown this once before on the ModSaw server, but it was only during a live stream. Where am I going to put this chunk loader? I'm going to put this up here. And we need to keep this chunk loaded, okay? Let's see here real quick. Can I see the lasers at all? If I don't see the lasers in here, then this is chunk loaded. That's what I want. Just for now, only for the next few minutes, and then of course I'm going to remove that again. Because we're going to set this up here, and then go over to the overworld, and then build it there with the builder. So, from as far as I remember is, we need one of these here. A space chamber controller block. You need one of these, okay? And you guys see I have it just below, and just outside the edge. So this is going to be a frame here. Think of it as like a Buildcraft quarry or something, where everything inside the frame gets quarried out. The same with this. So we're gonna have to... Oh, so this one up here is actually incorrect. So this one actually... Oh no, it is correct. Yes, that's why I built it. So it just goes on the outside corner, of course. And the same for all the other ones here. So you need to make 7 of these corners. And that one controller. And it's very simple. You guys remember maybe in ModSauce 1, I used to apply the logistics spatial chamber thingamajiggy. It was so expensive, it was insane. Of course, it's instant, so that's a big difference. So, now the other thing is, now that we have that set up, we need to right-click it once with a wrench, and then we should get a message. You see on the bottom right on Wayla, it shows chamber not formed. Let's see. Cool. Area 4,312 blocks, chamber successfully created. So that is done. And now we need this space chamber card. And as far as I know, I right-click this. Card is set to channel 2. Okay. So this is now set to this. And I got the matter receiver so I can return here. And yeah, now let's go over to the base. Bamco right there. And then go outside. I don't want to put it in the area where we're going to set the botanical garden. So I don't know where we're going to put it in. I just want to have it out of the way you know, with this stuff here. Oh man, come on, load. Thank you. The server just restarted, so I think a lot of stuff is still loading. I should have probably waited a few more minutes before I get going here. But that's fine. Come on. So where are we gonna put this for now? Why don't we put it right over... Oh, I don't remember. Dang it. I don't remember which way I was facing when I was in the... Sorry guys, I need to go back because I'm guessing it's gonna set it the same way. So I have to go back there. I don't remember which way I was facing, that block was facing. So we are here. This is facing north. Okay. But now I can go back to Bamco. I hope it makes sense why I want to know the direction it's facing. So it's on the southwest corner is that controller, and that's where I want to set the builder. And falling. And there's a mineshaft underneath my base. I think I showed that before. There we go. Now it's loaded. And let's fly back over here. And it's gonna be this way. Okay. So that's actually good. So I'm gonna put this... Let's put it right here. So it's a little out of the way, but not out of sight, so I don't forget about it. Now we put down this builder. And now there is... This card's gonna go somewhere. Okay, set the building mode. Maybe I gotta power it first. And it's not going to start until you give it a redstone signal, so that's good. We don't want copy. Maybe I gotta put this card in here. Okay, there it is. It put it in here for us. Builder at the southwest corner. Ah, I could have changed that a bit. That is pretty cool. This is very nice. That takes a lot of power. Holy shnikes. Alright, so we want move. If you can also copy, but then I think you need to... I don't know where you would put the blocks to do it. Moving blocks make sounds, sure. Support preview mode enabled. Oh, that is sweet. I did not know about this. So we can actually go down here and remove all this grass just to make sure. What? No, 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 no. Okay, I gotta remember this. There's 2 out and nothing. Not that you can actually fine-tune this, like only copy something else. Turn this off. And on again. Okay, so I removed something in here. I don't see any more grass, so it should be able to place it. Okay, cool. Yeah, it should fit. It shouldn't care about these blocks. So we got this. What is this here? Entities are not moved. That's what I want. So it doesn't bring any of the pigmen over here. Do a single run and stop. Okay. Set the horizontal rotation angle. No, we don't want any of that. We just put it over here the way it is. And let's put this right there. You guys ready? This kind of... Actually, let me turn off the support view. Here it goes. Here it goes. It takes down the blocks, and that's probably in the second row now. This is really nice. I really like this one. Now, as far as I know, you know, it cannot copy micro blocks, facades, stuff like that. But as long as they're full blocks, on Mod Sauce 2, I moved a big area with all kinds of Z-tones and chiseled blocks, so it can handle all those also. So if you just, like, if I would copy or move this house over there, it might have problems. I don't know. But it is definitely something. The other reason is I like it better than the architect table and the builder from Buildcraft right now, because it just does it. There's none of these flying things, and I don't need to feed it. It just copies it. I really, really like that. Anyways, guys, let's wait for this to finish. I'm not sure what happened here. But there's definitely a lot of stuff missing here. It looks like that is fixing it. So if you set it to continuous loops, that is nice. That's good to know. That is really cool. I'm very happy that it's now working. Not sure why, you know, maybe with chunks unloading, but I have a chunk loader, so nothing should have been unloaded. And that is it. This is all there is. And I just noticed that, you know, because I removed all the netherrack, there was the 2 pieces here in the middle, but I'm okay with that. So that is really nifty, isn't it? To move stuff around, it was very fast, and it just cost me a little bit of power. So I'm gonna turn this guy off and go back to the nether and pick up the loader, the chunk loader, and all those other blocks, and then we'll get started with our build today. So today we are going to start our mineshaft down into the mountain and start planning and laying out the spawner cells, I'm gonna call them. I don't know exactly what to call them, so I'm gonna just call them spawner cells. And I started digging down right here. It's pretty much in the center. And what's really cool is if you look at the natural generation here, these 2 towers kind of like, right? I was thinking of having a mineshaft entrance down here. And then later on, when we get a little bit deeper into magic mods, I think I want to put like a tower right here and a tower right there, and then maybe have like a fortress being on top here and looking like it's built into the mountain, you know, keep the natural look of it. And then we also got this cool thing over here. That was generated that way. I did not touch this. Not sure why it is like that. I have no idea. So let me just show you here what I have started so far. I just started putting the railroad tracks. I'm not really using them yet, but I do want to have railroad tracks going down, and then of course stairs. And first I was playing here with designs of how I want to make this look, right? The entire mineshaft entrance here. This was the first design, but it was too clean for me. That's more like for down there, possibly. We're gonna have the cells like this, something like that. And then I did this over here, mixed in some of the gravel and cobble, you know, and have these like supports that are holding the actual mountain in. I think that's very much more realistic, I should say. So I like this design. I think I'm gonna use that. But I'm not really worried about the actual entrance yet. I wanted to show you guys this here. You guys see how weird the filler is placed, or taking everything down? It's like completely random. It used to just take down one layer, and then the next, and then the next. And now it's like just completely random taking everything down. I don't understand why it works like that, but I wanted to show you guys real quick. Oh, I'm gonna need the axe also, because for some reason you need an axe to break sponges. Doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. And how if I place them now, the filler might break them, isn't it? Ah well, they're cheap to make. I just want to start getting rid of this oil here. Because I'm making a very big room here. This is 65 wide, 32 long, and 23 deep. I don't know how much room we're gonna need. So I just said I'm gonna give myself as much room as possible, because, you know, we're gonna have a lot of wiring and so on behind the scenes. So I just want to clear a big area first, and then when that is done, we can just lay it out and then pretty much build around it afterwards. I hope that makes sense. So let me put this guy here. Okay, that works with the angel block. That's fine. Okay, right there, and so on. So I just wanted to show you guys how weird the filler breaks these blocks here. There's like, it's no pattern, nothing. I could go around and, ooh, I want the gold. I'm gonna ninja all this gold here. That's too valuable. I'm always low on gold, so. And also the Certus quartz. Anyways, guys, I'll be back as soon as it's done. And it's possible that, you know, I don't even want to change the walls yet with the exchanger. I'm gonna wait for when we know how to lay it out and stuff. So anyways, I'll BRBs. So now you guys can get an idea of what I used to do between episodes. This is the kind of layouts I'm used to. I always like to take, you know, either wool, or here I'm using abyssal and quarried stone. And it makes it easy to count from distance. And even though this room is already quite big, I'm gonna need to make it a little bit bigger to get it to the way I want it. And let me show you what I mean. So, this right here would be one of the spawner cells, okay? The inside is 10. So these are 12 by 12, and they're 2, 4, 6, 7 tall. This is a solid wall, and this is the solid floor, which could be conveyor belts or whatever this is gonna be. And then the spawner is pretty much always going to be in the middle here, okay? It can't be in the center because it's a 10 by 10, but you guys get the drift. And I'm leaving a 3 gap right here. You guys can see that, 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be the outer wall here. And also underneath here, I'm actually keeping 4, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Oops. Now, it's actually different because I just noticed... No, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm leaving 4 on the bottom and then also between the 2 layers. On the top, I don't really want anything. I want this to, when you come in here later, you only see the cells. You don't see the underneath and so on. And I want the middle here. Right here is actual middle row of the whole room. Because you got one track to the left and another stair... I should say a track to the right and another stair to the left. And I want the middle hallway to be 7 wide. And in here, I also want it to be 7. Okay, yeah, I want it to be 7. Between the spawners, I only want 3. You're not going to be able to see between them. Again, they're going to be maintenance shafts here. For piping and so on. So, down this entire row is going to be walkable and catwalks, and also here up to the to the end right there. So I need to go up 2, 4, 6, 7. Let me think here. 2, 4, 6, 7. This is gonna be the actual ceiling, and I might need to make another 4 above it. Because I want to, you know, I want to be able to turn these on or off via lighting. And the lighting I want to be, yeah, it needs to be on the top. I don't want anything on the sides because I want to be able to look into this cell from here and here. And these cells back here only from this end. You're not going to be able to see in here, like I mentioned. So I'm going to need to make this 2, 4, 6, 7, and 4, 5... sorry, guys, I'm talking to myself. So 1, 4, 5, 6. 6 taller. I need to go up 6 more. And this here, I need to move over. This one right there needs to come to here. So I need to go 3 more this way, 7 up. And because this is going to be mirrored, I'm going to go another 3 this way also. And, of course, I still need to also go in this wall. Because right now I only have 1 room, but I actually want 3 plus wall. So I need to go another 3 this way also. And I'm not going to use the filler or anything. I'm going to do this by hand. Let me get rid of my blocks here. And I'm going to use just my hammer for that. Plus this for dirt or whatever I need. And keep sending it back via my ender pouch. So I'm going to go ahead and finish digging the rest out. And then again play with the markings and then I'll show you. Holy moly, guys, that took me, I think, 2 hours to shave off the few blocks this way, that way, and upwards. I could not believe. I watched, I think, 2.5 entire episodes on YouTube. Wow, they took forever. But I think we're gonna fit everything now. You guys can see there's gonna be 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 possible cells. I'm not saying that I will have 16, because some of them might become special. For example, the gassed one might be a little bit bigger. I don't know yet. I should be able to spawn it in here, but I'm gonna have to have the auto spawner all the way on the bottom. or on the top. We'll see. And also the villager is going to be a little bit different. And I also want to have one where I flush all the mobs into a holding chamber. So for example, if I want to get ocelots, wolves, or whatever else, and I want to tame them by hand or kill them by hand, I want to have one of those also ready. But anyway, so we got a lot of stuff going on here now. And I think it's time for us to start pulling in the walls. You guys see the ceiling is all stone. I actually just pulled that in because I actually dug out one too high. So I just took the builder's wand and did that. And it actually works quite fast. But I wanted to try out the builder. No, the filler. I want to try out the filler and see how good it is in filling things. Because in clearing things, it's terrible. I don't like it at all. So I think I'm gonna... Yeah, let's just take this out here. I know everything is aligned properly. God, I hope so. But I did double and triple check everything. And the room is now too big, so I cannot go all the way across with the filler to do one thing. Now, if I do it this way, what happens? Oh no, of course, yeah. If I connect these now, then the torches are gonna pop up. What am I talking about? So, no more room. Put that in here. Okay. And now we place this guy here. Just pick up the torches. I always pick them up. I'm stingy. Even though I have 12 or so on me. Okay. He's away again. And now we're gonna set this guy to... It's already set to fill. Okay. So let's... Oh, you cannot... Okay, you can do it like this. So you hold down shift and then double click with the item onto another item, and then it puts them all, in case you didn't know that. And that should be it. Let's see if it does that also completely random, like it digs it out, or if it's actually gonna do it with some sense. It looks like it's working quick. Okay. Now these are the outer walls, these stone bricks here. I don't know if we're ever gonna see them, guys. I love stone brick, but I feel like maybe I'm gonna go with stone brick and, you know, lots of mossy and cracked mixed in, and then find some kind of an other block to make it more... You know, this is supposed to be a mine shaft. When you come down and they, you know, the miners that were working here, they just discovered a bunch of weird creatures and spawners, and then they left them down here because they were scared of taking them out of the mountain, or, you know, whatever. Make up your own story. But I like that kind of background of it. And then they started making, you know, kind of like prisons and stuff for them. So that's kind of... This is actually very fast. I like that. It's a lot more convenient than doing it with the builder's wand, that's for sure. So, I don't know yet what kind of blocks I want to use. You know, I'm not using this. This is just to count everything properly. So we got 4 on the bottom, 4 between them, and 4 on the top. So I can... And between them, I have 3 besides the one in the middle here, 7. And this one is 7. So the main roads are 7 each, so I can have some scaffolds or whatever. We'll figure that out. What's the problem here? I bet you there was a bat. Even though I have a passive torch, I still have seen bats everywhere. I got a magnum and a passive one down there. Oh, there's another one. Or maybe there's some fandom blocks or something, but it's done now. Okay, guys, I tell you what, I'm gonna finish the other walls, the ceiling and the floor, so then we have a nice foundation and we can figure out how we want to make these cells look. No, it's actually the next day because I ran out of stone last night to finish all the walls and everything. And I fixed that issue overnight. Now I got 13,000 stone bricks and another 7,300 stone waiting. I just wanted to show you guys how I handled that real quick. Over here, it's kind of hard to see, but right here in the middle is that drawer controller that controls all these drawers right here, right? And that's hooked up via that storage bus over here to the ME system. And to the left and to the right of it, I added an igneous extruder. The left one is extracting to the right and import from the left the water, because you need endless water when you make stone. You only need 1 bucket of lava. And over here, I did the same. Left extract and bottom import the water. I don't have any more room this way. And it just goes into the drawer, okay? And then over here, I pulled the ME cable to a new crafter tier 3, where I set up 1 recipe, just 4 stones into stone bricks, and directly export. And that pushes via a resonance servo into an item duct into this ender chest. And that is the ender chest that I had with me to hook up to the filler, so it was automatically getting them. And I'm gonna leave this for now in case I have any other big projects. It doesn't really bother me. And what I did overnight is this one right here. You guys see in Wayla is the stone bricks. I ran the item duct to over here. So once this chest was full, it just kept making stone brick all night long. And I actually overnight had this one removed here, the void upgrade, because I wanted to make sure that, you know, once this drawer is full with stone bricks, it stops making them, because it would just keep voiding, and that was the chance that this spruce drawer was able, this one here, to fill up with stone. And I used a couple thousand more this morning, of course, but I just wanted to show you guys how I handled it. And I also set up a few more crafting recipes that we might need. I added 2 more molecular assemblers to the end here on this last interface. I'm gonna need to redo... Excuse me, I just put my hand in front of my mouth. I'm gonna need to redo the crafting area anyway. This was only supposed to be temporary, so we have some auto crafting. But I added the Turian block, and I also added the conveyor belts, because we're gonna use the MFR ones, and I explain to you in a second why. And blackout curtains, anti-blocks. And the other one, oh yeah, right here, I'm making sandy glass, which you need for the dark glass. And I thought, yeah, right here is the dark glass. Now the problem is I don't have any of the machines hooked up yet to ME, so I cannot set up patterns. So what I did here on this guy is, just like with the steel, whenever I have sandy glass, export it here. And you guys see it's still smelting it. I think I made 500 sandy glass, just so I don't need to worry about the thickened glass anymore, which you need right here. We got 311 for the dark glass. So that's just what I wanted to get you guys caught up on. And now let's take a look. Oh my god, stone bricks. Guys, I know there's a lot of stone bricks, and I know this better than anybody because I've been looking at them for 2 days now. And will you render, please? I always have a problem when I come over here. Sometimes this entire row doesn't get loaded at all, and then I need to log out and back in. But anyway, so that is what we have so far, okay? And it's funny because now that I was getting the materials together for how I want to build these cells, I thought of something, okay? And let me explain it to you how I was thinking of it. So this is the outer wall of this cell, for example, right? So I'm like, all right, we're going to have to set up the grinders. So, for example, there would be a grinder here, 2, 4, and a grinder there. And then, of course, I need to have it opposite right here. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to have grinders here or here. But then I was thinking, I'm like, why am I even setting up in these? This is, let's say, an auto spawner cell. Or one of the other spawners that we have, the vanilla spawners. I don't need 4 grinders. Stuff will not spawn as fast here as it does in a, whatchamacallit, in a cursed earth farm. That's where you really need it. And I wanted to move the cursed earth farm out of there anyway, over here. So I think that's the first thing we're gonna plan now. And my idea for this is to have the cursed earth farm take up this entire spot here. So that'd be 12 grinders right here. That's pretty bonkers, but let's go with that for now. Now, let me start on the top first. This right here, this entire level, I just have it for now open these cells because, well, we want to have a ceiling in the cells that looks good, you know? The actual stone brick and stuff, I don't want to see later on. as much as we can. I don't know how much it's going to be possible, but we'll see. So this entire thing here is going to be one floor. And up here is pretty much where we're going to run all the lighting and possibly other stuff. I don't know yet, like the auto spawn loaders and unloaders, you know, so we can change them on the fly, because I want all that to be automated. I don't want to have to go into them. Besides possibly having to switch to exact spawn, yes or no. Exact copy, I'm sorry. So I don't know how we could automate that. Maybe we just have one cell that is exact copy true always. And that's just what we're going to remember. And the other ones are set to no. So that one's going to be done. So this one right here is the first actual cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. But like I was saying, it would be kind of cool to actually have it so you only need one grinder in each one of them, because I don't think you can spawn these guys fast enough that you need more grinders. So if we take this here and instead of 10 by 10s, make them 9 by 9s. So they're going to be 11 outside. And what I'd rather do then is make the gap here one further and the gap between these two one further. So how that would work out right now. And we can do this real quick together. We would need to remove this one. And so now that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yes, that's correct. And then have it over here one wider. So now we're going to need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this would actually become the footprint. Whoops. Of one of the cells here. That way, what I'm planning on doing is have the grinders pretty much next to each other. So, oh wait, that's a 9 by 9. Then yes, of course. My bad. Of course, we need to use the let me get this guy out so I can put a dirt block so it's easier to see later from underneath. This is going to be a grinder. And that means all the conveyor belts are going to come to a kill area right here. Okay? Now, the other thing is that we're also going to have one of these with a rancher and a slaughterhouse. Yeah, we just make one extra one. So let's say, for example, this one here will become the rancher and slaughterhouse. So I can put a slaughterhouse and a rancher like this next to each other. Something like that. That I don't need a grinder in this. So that means every one of these is going to become one smaller. And instead of pushing it this way, I'm just going to make this one here 4 wide now. And that will be perfect, because that means I'm going to have less conduits. So this is 3. So we're going to push this back 1 to right here. So here's the grinder for this one, with the kill area like right there. I know you can do 5 by 5, but I like to make him 3 by 3 because I had problems with mobs standing on the edge and the grinder sometimes not being able to reach them. So the closer you bring them to the grinder, the better, I think. So now we have a 4 wide wall between. And then, of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the corner. Like this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. And that should come out right to the edge. Yep. I hope you guys are getting the drift, because I don't want to bore you with showing you how I plan everything here, but it might be helpful to you guys too, if you plan something like this ever yourself. I love the different color blocks. That's always very helpful. I got a few more here. Like this. Oops, that was one too far, because this is 4 wide now. Okay, so the in-betweens is 4. That means I can have the conduits from this one go underneath and so on. And I got room back here in case there is something else to do back here. And then, of course, we're going to do the same here. So that means we're going to have now, because this is going to be pushed back this one, there's going to be 9 wide, 9 wide, and so on. Now, the thing is that when you come in here, Okay, I don't want this to be covered. I want it to probably go to somewhere, let's say to a half circle, something too strong, my pick, something like this. Yeah, so this would be closed off. No, it wouldn't be, my bad. Let's say like, all right, you're too fast now, pick. Over. That's not enough room. I think we should come to here. I think that's better. So I'm gonna put these back in here. So I can have the railroad carts, you know, come to here and then have an automatic dismounting station and so on. And this needs to come one over here. And then actually the rest here, I want to be open. So you can look down. You can walk over here. There's gonna be like a catwalk. Let's say a 3 wide out of some scaffolding you can look through with the rails on the side that comes to over here and then goes over this way. And then, for example, in this area here, it would come over to the doors here. So you can go into this maintenance shaft and then go down here. So you can actually then walk on the floor down here and look at these cells. Something like that. So it's really wide and open. So when you come in here, you can look in all directions. I think that's going to look really good. I hope it does. Now, when it comes to the actual spawner cells, that's something I kind of want to show today also of what I'm thinking of possibly doing. Which one? Let me make this one smaller just so I don't mess it up right now, because this is going to be 4 wide and back to here. But actually this long also only. So this right over here is the old one. So that would be, it should be 11, right? From here to here. Yes, 11. Okay. And then from here to here also 11. Yes, good. Just want to make sure that I got the right size. Now I got a few different blocks here because we do want to go with the somewhat steampunk look. It's gonna be really hard to make something, you know, so symmetrical and square and everything steampunky, but I think I can use some pretty cool blocks. Now the first one I was thinking of is the ceiling. This one is also gonna be over, yes, so it's gonna be here and here. So that's gonna be our 11 by 11. Oh, good. Now we got 11 by 11. So what I was thinking of with the ceiling, I wanted to make that all anti-block. So when you actually look into the spawner room, these are so hard to place because you can barely see them. And let me use my builder's wand. Hopefully I have enough. Probably not. Okay, how many more do I have? 11. Ooh, just short. Okay. But you get the idea. So the ceiling, I want to be this anti-block. I think that's going to look really cool. So you see the spawner underneath here somewhere that drops them and so on. The floor, I want it to be, I don't know, possibly even anti-block also. I don't know, that might actually look good. Because you're not going to be able to see it much anyway. And then the corners, I was thinking of using this block here. Let me get this out. I haven't used it yet. Right here. I wanted to see what that looks like. So the corner is going to be inside. So right there. Okay, and of course it's very gray right now, guys, against gray, but like I said before, I'm hoping to be able not see any of the brick. So even down here, these walkways, these right here, they're just brick right now, but they're gonna be replaced later. The only brick that we're gonna see is when you're actually in the maintenance areas. And that's, I think, is fine because it's gonna be nice and bright too. So we're gonna have these 4 corners the pillars, something like that. Oh man. Ooh, these guys are hard. So, of course, the bottom one here is going to be anti-block, but I don't have any to place right now. So, like this. And then, also, I wanted to bring in a little bit of decorations, of course. That's going to be at the very end. But what I was thinking here is we have these blocks here. The warning signs. These are set to radiation right now. Let's see what other things we have here. Oxygen required, cryogenic, no entry, loud noise, under construction, dangerous chemicals, generic warning, high voltage, falling objects, death. Yeah, there's gonna be death here, alright? So we could have these, for example, in these corners, like this. You know, I don't know, just, you know, well, this is, you know, bad things are inside here. These right here are, you're going to be able to see them. You're not going to be able to see them because these are going to be this solid wall. This is a solid wall. This right here is going to be dark glass. And this right here is going to be dark glass. So the first one here, let me just get this out again. Would be, this is the grinder. And then this is going to be the anti-blocks here. And do I have any dark glass? Yes, I do. And then, of course, wherever you can look in, everything is going to be dark glass like this. Now, the more I look at it, the less I can see steampunk. There's just no steampunk to it. But I think that what I'm going to do between episodes is make all these spawner cells, you know, without the spawners and so on. And also the cursed earth farm over here. And then figure out what kind of lighting I want to put in here to disable these. Because that's going to be another thing. Like in the corner here. Wait a second. No, this doesn't need to be dark glass. Because this one you're not going to be able to see. This needs to be a solid wall. Because this is the access shaft, because the grinder's here. These ones in the back, you can only look in from this side right here. My bad. And this one too. These right here at the inner parts, you're gonna be able to look from here and here. And these grinders are gonna be right there, just like over here. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, and so I'm gonna need to figure out what I'm gonna make these inner walls of. These 3. I don't really want it to be too noisy. I don't know what. Maybe white anti-blocks. But I don't know if that would look good. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with that, guys. If you have any ideas or suggestions, try to get them down in the comments as soon as you can. Because, well, I'm gonna start building all these cells very soon. I'm probably just gonna use the pillars for now and the warning signs everywhere. And also the anti-blocks top and bottom. Those black ones, I think they're cool. Yes, there was one more thing I wanted to show you, and then we're going to call it good for today. And that is, I did not know about this. One of you guys told me in the comments that you can actually, and that was on my mod sauce. You know what I mean? That I can make these faster, because here you can see I can walk against these. Not too hard, and I had the problem with some pecs and so on. They just walked around here like it's non-existent, right? But you guys told me that I can use glowstone on them. And that is why I decided to go with these conveyor belts instead of the other ones from... Oh boy, who makes the other ones? Why am I taking Ender? Conveyor. These right here from Extra Utilities, because these are really... I noticed that with those Thaumcraft mobs in my Mod Sauce 2 series, they just walked over them like they're non-existent. Very little force. I know they're good because they're spawnable, but we don't care here. Because it doesn't matter, we're spawning everything out of spawners and so on. But look at this, I'm going to put it on this one first. You see how much faster that one is? So I could use glowstone on every one of them. And I want to see if I can walk against this now. Barely. It's a huge difference. So I think that... But I get pushed the same speed. Interesting. But that's why I'm going with these, and because they're also black on the anti-block, I think looks good. And when you break them, you get the glowstone back, guys. Anyways, I know this was a very different episode, and very gray. That's why I called this over here, oh my god, stone bricks. But I hope that, you know, when it all comes together, that this is going to be a really awesome mob mine shaft. And we're going to have to figure out, you know, what kind of a suspension to make here for this scaffolding that I want to build here, and to decorate it. You know, I want this to look like a mine shaft somewhat with modern spawning cells in it. But the mine shaft itself should be ruggedy and so on. But we'll see, guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and give me your input down in the comments, please. I'd really like to hear your ideas on how to decorate these spawning cells. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.